Hello, my name is Chloe and today I'm coming at you to bring you the books that I'm going to read in September. So this is my September TBR. I'm going to jump right into it because I'm super excited about all the books that I'm going to be reading in the next month. So the first two books on my TBR list are kind of inspired by movies that are currently either have come out already and I haven't seen them yet, or are going to be coming out and released this month. The next two books are kind of my cinema books to be read and to be watched. It's very exciting. I love watching book to movie adaptations, so these are my two favourites for the month of September. The first one is Me and Aaallll and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. I know, if you're thinking, why haven't I read this yet? I am super sorry. I've heard such great things about it and I finally picked up my own copy and thought, I'm pretty sure the movie is already out in the US, but it's not yet out in Australia. I think it even comes out in a couple of days. This is the first one that I'm going to pick up and read, probably speed read, so that I can go see the movie when it comes out because I just love it. And I'm thinking this kind of has a bit of a Tiffy's feel, where this is about a girl with cancer who makes friends with a boy and they kind of share their life troubles with each other. I'm not sure what much else it is about, but I'm really looking forward to reading it because I really do enjoy a good contemporary read and I'm very excited to pick this one up, read it, and then go watch the movie. It sounds a little bit depressing, you know, the title has a dying girl in it, but you know that it's going to be a really great discovery novel where they discover their own identities and find friendship and love and all those sorts of things. So it sounds like a great coming of age type of novel. It just so happens that one of the main characters is dying, but again, that's why I feel like it has a bit of a Tiffy's feel to it. So, and I love me some Tiffy's, so I'm thinking I'm going to enjoy this book and I really can't wait to read it. So that's my first one for September. And the second book that I plan to read, the movie comes out in Australia on the 30th of September. I'm not sure when it comes out in other countries, so all I know is when I will be able to see it, and that movie is, and book that I'm going to read is The Martian by Andy Weir. Now, I have heard a million and one good things about this book. You all book readers out there probably have also heard a million and one things about this book and how fantastic it is, and the fact that it is Matt Damon playing the main character in this book as well. He's done some great things in the past, so I appreciate his work and I'm sure he's going to do a fantastic job of adapting this character. So if you haven't heard about this book, then clearly you have not been on like book related media for a while, but that's fine. So this book is about a man who goes on a mission to Mars with a team of astronauts and he actually gets stranded there. So he gets lost in the middle of a storm and his team members actually think that he is dead, so they leave him stranded on Mars. So he has to learn to survive for 3 years. Now, that would be one of the most stressful situations you could ever be in. That does not sound like fun. I would not want to be this guy. But I've just heard that the science and the story and the character development, even though it's like one character, that the internal monologue and everything like that is just so well written and so well put together that it's just one of the most amazing reads that people have read, is what I've heard. So I'm really looking forward to reading this, and I'm definitely going to be seeing the movie as well because it looks great, and I also think that it's hilarious that there is a parallel between Matt Damon playing this guy in The Martian and also playing the other guy in Interstellar. Anyone see Interstellar that came out like a year ago or something? He was also stranded on a random planet. So we got a good parallel going there and I think that's hilarious. So I'm really going to watch that and I'm going to read this probably near the end of the month, seeing as it doesn't come out till the 30th of September and I don't want to have that book hangover type feeling where I cannot wait for the film, which I know is going to happen. So I probably want to only leave myself 1 or 2 days of breathing room to wait for the film. So I'll read this near-ish to the end of the month, but I'm still going to read this in September. Deaths. The next book that I'm hoping to read in September is Alienated by Melissa Landers. Now, I heard about this book from another booktuber from watching her videos, and I really liked everything that she had to say about it. I thought that it sounded like a great recommendation and that it would be something that I would enjoy. And also it seems that my favourite author, JLA, which is code for Jennifer L. Armentrout if you haven't read my previous videos, she also recommends it. So anything she likes, I'm probably gonna like because I love everything that she likes. Well, at least I love everything that she writes, but whatever, same difference. But this book is basically about a world where aliens are known to the human race, and we have a series of first like alien exchange programs. Like, you know, when you're a child and your parents would do an exchange program with like a Chinese student or just somebody from another country. Like, we once had a French student come and stay with us, and we housed them for like a couple of weeks, and it's great. You get to know about their culture and their language, and they get to know about our culture and our languages and everything like that, and you learn so much about other countries, and you start to respect everything about everything. And that's how I learned a lot about the world, was through exchange students, because you get that face-to-face impression, and it's fantastic, and I loved it. So this kind of is the impression that I'm getting when I think about the synopsis for this book: an alien exchange program, that they're going to obviously find out about the aliens, and the aliens are going to find out about the humans and learn more about each other, and we've probably got a romance going on here. I'm just taking a wild stab. It's a young adult novel. I'm thinking there's going to be a romance between the humans and the aliens. I don't have much more of an idea about what it's about. I like to keep things a little bit of a mystery, so I don't really like to research books before I read them. I just know the basic synopsis, which is what I'm rehashing to you now. So I'll give you a better review once I've read it, and I will upload that video hopefully later on this month, because I'm going to read it. I generally post all of my reviews and opinions about books that I read first on either Instagram or Twitter, so if you wanted to follow those accounts, they're linked on my YouTube channel. And the next book that I'm going to read in September is Hidden Huntress by Aaallll Jensen. Now, I have a book review for the first book, which is called Stolen Songbird, so if you wanted to go check that out, it's really, really awesome. Not the review, well, I'm not going to hype my own review, that's just weird, but the book is really, really awesome. That's what I meant to say. It's so, so good. So this is the second installment of the Malediction trilogy. I'm not sure if it's a trilogy actually, but the Malediction series by Aaallll Jensen, and it's really, really awesome. I have not read this. It just came out not too long ago, so I'm very excited to read it. It's going to be amazing, because I loved the first book and it ended on a super awesome cliffhanger where I was just like, what's gonna happen? So I'm very excited to pick this up and see what happens. So basic 10-second run through. It's about trolls and human being kidnapped and taken to the trolls, and they live underground and no one knows about it, and she gets married to the prince because of prophecy. Seriously, you should probably go watch my other review, because this isn't a very good synopsis, because I've talked about it quite a little bit. So yeah, but I'm gonna read this one, so you should read it. If you have read Stolen Songbird and you haven't read this one, you should read it with me this month, because I'm super excited, so you should get excited too, and then we can talk about it in my September wrap-up video. Now, the next book that I'm going to read in September is also a book that's been out for a really long time, including all of its sequels. I'm sure it's a finished trilogy or a series or something like that, but I've heard so much about it, and so many people on my Instagram have told me that I need to read it, so I'm going to read it this month. I finally ordered it from Amazon and it arrived in August, so I will be picking it up and I will be finally reading it, and that is Shatter Me by Tahira Murphy. Now, I have heard so many good things about this story. I don't know much about it, but I know that it is based in a dystopian world, and it's kind of about this, the protagonist has like superhero abilities, like her touch is lethal or something along those lines. Now, I have read something really similar that Jennifer Armentrout has written in one of her books. I think it's called Cursed, where, you know, her touch kills people, and it's like, that was really interesting, but it felt very X-Men-y. So I was a bit hesitant to read this, but other people have told me it's really unique and really super awesome. So I'm going to take their word for it and read it. And I am excited to read it, and I think most of all, I just love the covers. Like, the covers are absolutely fantastically beautiful. I know, never judge a book by its cover, but I just love a good cover. It draws you to the books initially, and then the story is what makes it fantastic. My initial reaction to just seeing this book is so I'm looking forward to reading this, and I will hopefully read it in September. But I've got lots of books to read, so And the next two books that I'm planning to read in September are the second and third book in the trilogy. Aww. My assistant is here. I'll introduce you. Hello. Hello. Isn't she precious? Such a good assistant. Alright, I'll be down. I forgot where I was. They are the second and third book in one of my favourite trilogies by Aaallll, Jennifer Armentrout, and I read the first book, White Hot Kiss, in August via audiobook, so I listened to it while I was on a very long trip. Now I also have Stone Cold Touch on my phone as well, so I'm going to listen to that on audiobook also because I don't have a physical copy of books 1 and 2, so that's White Hot Kiss, Stone Cold Touch. I have been really hesitant to buy the physical copies of these books because I'm waiting for them to finally release the new covers which match the final book. Let's wait for the white balance to sort itself out. Woo! The final book, Every Last Breath. Now, they have shown that the ebooks have the new covers already, and they're hoping to release the new covers for the physical copies as well of the first two books, which look a lot different to the current ones. And this is Layla on the front. Yay. So I'm also going to listen to Stone Cold Touch on my phone, and I'm going to read Every Last Breath. Now I have read Stone Cold Touch before, but I'm just kind of rereading them to catch myself up, remind myself how awesome the story was, and I don't forget what happens in the second book, but I don't remember everything that happens. I know the main events obviously, but there's a lot of in-betweeny stuff that's still just as interesting as the main story and plotline, so I'm looking forward to experiencing it all over again and then getting stuck into this one which I have not read, and holy moly, I'm so excited. So obviously she's going to make a choice between the two main characters, the two main male characters, and I'm excited to see who she's going to pick. So if you haven't read the first two books, I kind of summarize it briefly in my August wrap-up video, which I uploaded a day or two ago, so you can go check that out if you want to. But it's about demons and gargoyles, so, I mean, that's enough, right? That's enough to make you go pick it up, read it, if you haven't already. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. So there we have it. These are all the books that I plan to read in September. Oh, wait on. My phone deserves to be on here too, because it's doing some of the work as well. But these are the ones that I'm going to read in September, and I'm really excited for all of them, like an abundance worth of excitement. So if you have read any of these books, please tell me what you thought about them down below. But please, no spoilers, because I would really like to experience all of them for the first time and just really be enriched by the beautiful stories, and yeah. Please no spoilers, but please tell me what you thought about them. That would be fantastic. I would love to hear your thoughts. But thank you very much for watching, and I will be back at you with another video shortly. Thanks guys, bye! And my hair's caught in it. Okay. I've probably given a whole lot of synopsises for the synopsises. Is that how you say it? Is that the plural for synopsis? Synopsises? Synopsia? But who cares? This bit of hair will not cooperate. Oh, bobby pin.